hugely successful at what you do. You're doing well. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, a term I never use is successful, because different people measure success differently, don't they?
That's a cop out. I hate that because it's like
no, no, they do. They do. Let me
my
tell
family,
you,
and that's all I need. I'm a success. Nah, bitch, that's not what it is.
I'm doing all right. We're 6 years. Thompson Burke is 6 years in February, Feb time. We've got some good contacts. We've got a lot of work, and and we're doing all right. And we should keep going.
But
and we're grounded. Say again.
It's important to talk about the wins as well as the hard times and the rough times, because when you talk about winning, it inspires other people to win. Like one of my favourite sportsmen. It's not really a sport, but he is regarded as one of the greatest sportsmen of all time to come out of this country. Is Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, incredible
geezer, right? Bit of a dick, but unapologetic.
But you've got to be. You've got 100%. To be.
But he's also a bit of a dick. He knows he's awesome.
Yeah.
Apologetic about being. He's in the talks for one of the greatest drivers ever.
Yeah.
He's in that conversation now. 100%.
Yeah.
And when you look at him, he's not going to please everyone. It's the nature of the beast. By being yourself, you're not going to please everyone. But he's not apologetic about winning.
No.
And that inspires other people.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to talk about wins. I never shy away from, apart from if you're Nick Bundy, who talks about his wins all the time.
I've never seen him, to be fair, but I'm sure he's a lovely guy.
Give him a lot of grief about it. But
right.
I'll do another podcast with him. And it's just one of those things, man. I like to talk to people about their success. And when you say there's a level of what constitutes success to you, yeah, it's different things. But there's a general success, and then there's your everyday successes. Like I'm successful at life. That I'll get up, I'll go to work. I'm a normal functioning human now. I wasn't a normal functioning human. I'm successful at that. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's not successful. Relax.
No.
That's successful in your world.
True. I think it's very, very difficult for me to talk about wins, and it's very difficult. I will never be enough. I'll never be good enough at my job. I'll never be a good enough parent. I'll never be good enough fitness-wise. I'll never be good enough. And that is what drives me on every day to wake up and be nothing like my father and be different to, there's still demons there for me. The failure, the cold shower that I have every morning that takes my breath away, the making of the bed, the struggle that I enjoy, that I am determined to keep going. I did 175 burpees yesterday. Why? Because it's awful. Because I like to torture myself, and if I do that, then no one else can do it. No one else can take over it. And I know that's quite deep. So I never use the words entrepreneur. I never use the words I'm a director, unless I have to when you've asked me. I never use the word successful. I never use the words like that because I feel like I'd lose the drive, and I never want to lose that. And I was talking, I don't know if you've seen that Shinny show live on Facebook and on Instagram, but I've met him a couple of times. We've had a couple of meals. He's a great guy. He's got a big following on Instagram, and I'm not on Facebook, but I believe he's got a big following there. And I said to him, I remember saying to him, do you know what, Shinny? I'm not addictive, but I ain't got addictive personality, and I'm, this and that's great. And he looked at me and he went, yeah, but you're obsessed. And I went, I'm not. He went, you are. He said, you're obsessed. He said, you're obsessed with everything that you do. He said, I can see it. And I went away and I was like, say again?
That's powerful. I wish I was.
And I went away and I was like, I am not obsessed. And a few months went by and I was like, do you know what? He's absolutely right. I am an obsessive person. And I just want to be quietly confident. What are you doing when no one's looking? Training, or I'm working, or I'm, and that's why I wonder why you want me on here. That's why I wonder why so-and-so wants me to do that job. That's why I wonder why On the Tools have asked me to go to their studio, and I've already done a talk with them. And that's what, and I wonder, I'm like, why? Because maybe I do put myself down too much,
Do you know what?
But
it's a funny thing you're talking about there, that obsession. That's what drives people to be successful at everything they do. Like, you won't go and do something and do it half-ass it.
No.
I've had to learn. In the last year, I've had setbacks. I had a massive setback just after lockdown. Massive, bad, personal setback. I messed up bad.
Yeah.
But every day, I'm trying to think what I was saying. It's gone out of my head now. But the successes. No, wait, what was we talking about?
Obsessiveness. When you were, yeah.
So I'm trying to learn to be obsessive. So I don't have that naturally. I have an ability to override what normal people do to get something done. I do have that ability. So
yeah,
if I needed to get something done by a certain time and there's 24 hours to get it done, normal people would only do 12. I will do the full 24 hours and burn everything at all costs to get it done.
Yeah.
But I don't have an obsession. I just will get that done.
Yeah.
I don't have an obsession. I'm not particularly strong-minded, strong-willed, anything like that. I have to practice discipline all the time. It's sad.
But you're obviously driven.
I'm driven by my past failures. One of the things I never wanted to be, I didn't want my greatest success in life to be not a drug addict.
Yeah.
That's a crap story. So you get to the
It's not. Yeah.
You get to a pearly gate and you're like, so what are you here for? Oh, right, yeah, I died, heart attack. Yeah, all right, sweet. So what do you do with your life? Well, I'm an addict. Then wasn't an addict. Yeah, I was pretty successful. No, mate, sit down, purgatory, off you go.
Yeah.
That's how I think of it.
What was the addiction?
This is a scoop. The first person I've ever had this. I don't know. Yeah, it was cocaine, and it got quite serious after that.
Yeah.
But yeah, serious.
So you've come from the depths of darkness to be here talking to me now.
Yeah, but that's not a success because I would have done that anyway. That's just a downturn. Do you see what I'm saying? And this sort of.
I think you're talking bullshit there. That is successful. That is a man who's turned his life around.
Yeah, but
it's easy. It's easy to stay in the lows, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, this is it. This is my big thing. Don't live in regret.
No.
And work to fix the like if you're in a down period, if you've messed up and you've broken relationships and stuff like that, do everything you can to fix it. And if it can't be fixed, do everything you can not to make that mistake again.
Yes.
That's important. That's important.
I'm not put on this planet to. I'm not a people pleaser. I'm not here to please people. I'm not here to please anyone. But I'm here to help, and I feel like I've got some sort of duty to help people who approach me, and I don't know what it is. I'm no fitness guy. I've done fitness. I worked in a gym for 6 months. It was something I did after my apprenticeship. When I'd qualified, I thought I'm going to do 6 months of something completely different. And I worked in a gym and I did a bit of sales and I showed people how to turn the treadmill on. I wasn't a PT, let's get that straight. But we all know that drinking water is better for you than drinking Coca-Cola or Pepsi or some fizzy drink or whatever. And we all know that, choosing a banana over a bag of crisps is better for you. And one of my mates came to me and he said, He's 122 kilo. And we started him in tiny increments of just changing slight things. And he's now joining me 6, 7, 8 months on at 107 kilo, doing 175 burpees.
Wow.
And he used to drink every night. He didn't ever exercise. He was a big guy. His mindset's changed, and he's incredible. And we're going to carry on forever because you don't stop, you know.
It's one of those things, man. It's one of those things, you know. There's an Army Ranger called Tim Kennedy. He used to be a UFC fighter.
Right.
He was on the Joe Rogan podcast, another one. I love UFC. I've got friends who fought in the UFC.
Yeah.
And Tim Kennedy was on the podcast a couple of weeks ago, and he said, if you set out on a mission to change who you are and change what you do, change the way you act, and you done 1% a week, in 100 weeks, you're 100% better.
Yeah.
That resonated with me, and I was like, you're not wrong. You've only got to change a little bit every single day, tiny increments.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you're 100% better than what you was, and in 200 days, you're 200% better. And now, now you're functioning better. You're putting in longer hours, easier. You're focusing on whether you're focusing on, you know, driving a business, driving a new venture, cycling, whatever you're on to next. You can do it at high capacity. You're a better husband. You're a better dad. You're a better everything with that, and it's important, man. Oh, he's cut out, is he? Are you there? Is that cut out?
No, we're back.
We're back. Still.
I don't know what happened then.
I don't know. It must have crapped out at all the rubbish I've been talking.
Yeah, whether you're cycling.
Whether you're cycling with your dad, you're better dad, you're a better husband. You know, I am. What am I today? I think I'm about 19 stone.
Right.
I don't know what that is in kilos. Way too many.
Yeah.
I'm about 6 foot, 5'11", if truth be told. 6 foot in any shoe. That old one. And I'm 19 stone. And I've been making small increments for the last 6 weeks, and I've been coming down. You know, I must have been a lot more. You know.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at the scales. I'm a coward. But yeah, I'm just making these small changes, trying to get my life back together. So I haven't always been this fat. It's interesting.
Well, Go
on.
Sorry, I was just going to say with the lad with my mate, you know, he'd have like 4 bags of multi-pack crisps a night, and he'd have, you know, 5 or 6 rum and cokes. And I said to him, he approached me, and I said to him, look, let's cut it down to 2 bags a night and have 3 rum and cokes. And slowly but sure, and he was on it, and his mindset's incredible. And then we started biking more, then we started hiking more, and then we started gymming it. And he was like, no, I can't do the gym. I said, oh, fair enough. I said, I'm going. If you want to join me, that's fine. So we did the gym. Then we started that. And now he's watching CrossFit. And now we're doing burpees. And now we're training. And he's like sending me loads of videos. And he's becoming, and his mindset's changing. And his children can see the difference because, you know, they're thinking, well, my dad's doing this now. You know what I mean? So you're influencing from one seed of him coming to me and me planting that seed. It can change the course of life in a way, and that's incredible to think about that.
It's a powerful thing watching the transformation of someone. I've seen it. I've seen it happen. I have this story I talk about, and it's slightly different. When I was at school, there was a guy called Farhad Fahadi, right?
Right.
Short, Iranian guy, not like really round, short Iranian guy with like a flat top, you know, and
Yeah.
he was a nice guy. And at school he was, you know, like one of the unpopular. Anyway, we went to college. Years later, well, no, a year later, we left school, went to college, and
Yeah.
we went to Coulson College, and he turned up there, and I was like, oh, all right, fine, blah blah. And because when you go to college, if you see someone from school, you sort of all connect, don't you? And you sit in your little
Straight on,
the
yeah.
first couple of weeks and that. And
Yeah.
he goes, oh, you know what? I've got an Italian passport. My dad was in the Italian mafia. I was like, all right, whatever. And what he had done is he had constructed this new identity where he did have an Italian passport. And then he made up, has it cut out again?
No,
No.
I'm still here.
And he made up a...
I'm just intently listening.
Yeah, and he made up this whole new character. And before you knew it, people... I think he called himself something like Giovanni in the end. Or like Giovanni Fratelli or something like that. You know, whatever. Right?
Yeah.
And people were like, do you know about Giovanni? I was like, do you know if I had? Like,
yeah.
And they're like, no, he's mafia. Like, he's proper connected. And before you knew it, he was like the guy at college. He had right tasty birds wrapped around him. And he was,
really?
Yeah. And he still looked the same. But he created this persona of like this well-connected guy, and he was carrying himself all correct and that, and like, you know, he thought he was a guy, and because he thought it, other people started seeing him as it. And
yeah.
I suppose that's a delusion rather than an improvement, but it was a powerful thing because I was like, you know, you could just believe something and it starts manifesting these positive results. And you know
what Conor McGregor used to say, and probably still says, you see it in your mind and you believe it in your heart, and it'll happen. And that is true.
Yeah,
that is so true.
Yeah, it is true. Know? It is true. It's
and I go to bed thinking about things that I want to do, thinking about the person I want to be, and how I'm going to develop. And I run through scenarios of what's going to be said and what's going to happen. And it might be strange to some people, but it happens, you know. Yeah, and you can't tell everyone that because they go, "What a load of bollocks!"
And mate. Yeah,
but,
whatever.
Yeah. But honestly, I do it, and it comes, and I look and I think, I don't know how it's doing it, but it's happening, you know.
So that leads me on to something interesting. What is next for you? Like, so what are you? 36.
36 now, yeah.
So you're 36 now.
30.
You've got a successful little business going on. You might,
yeah.
I don't know, you might have a few assets around you. You know as well as I know that sparking is not getting easier as you get older. And your your want to be on the tools might be diminishing. Do you have like an exit strategy from being the guy on the tools to maybe a boss of a group of guys, or do you have an exit strategy out of the trade or in the trade in a different way, or out of the trade completely?
I've thought about this and I haven't told anyone. So this is a new thing out of my mouth that I've only thought about. Being on the tools, I enjoy getting in my van and working. Whether that'll last, I don't know. Who knows what's around the corner? But there's definitely something in me to inspire others, to talk to others, and to help others. And what I think's happening now is there's no real struggle or real want. You know, you don't have to wait for anything in today's world. You can get something delivered by Amazon within an hour. You know, you can there's always someone knows who's got something that you want, and you can get it. Do you know? And no one wants to save up because it's all finance, and so there's no struggle. There's no sort of want for anything. So I see apprentices now of all different ages, from 16 to 35, in my experience, what I've experienced in the last sort of 6 months. And I think that their mindset isn't correct for that job. And even though they want to do it, do they really want to do it? And I think that doing something like doing like a boot camp where, you know, like the conditions of, you might be footing a ladder in the rain and you can't leave that ladder, you know, because your gaffer's up there, or something like you're going to get dusty or you're going to get dirty, and take them on an excursion, take them up a mountain somewhere, you know, build relationships with other guys around them that they don't know. Do you see what I mean? Bring them out of their comfort zone, make them, you know, not make them uncomfortable, but get them into an uncomfortable position and see how easy they give up. Because there's so many companies that are going through apprentices and going, he's been on a 2-week trial, he's no good. He's been on a 2-week trial, he's no good. Do you know? And I think to myself, well, if you take it back to the simple life, if you take it back to simplicity, building a fire, you know, because no one wants to do that anymore, do they? No one wants to get their hands dirty. And I think that might be maybe a, you know, slightly, maybe a step too far in what I want to do. But I think that definitely helping people is something that I need to do and want to do in some sort of way. The electrical, I love it, and I love my job, and I love the hustle. And every day that I wake up, I'm excited to go to work. I clean my van, and I'm excited that it's clean, because I can't have the £5 wash done by, you know, what's the right word to say? But I can't have the £5 wash done by the hand wash people, you know. So I need to do that myself, and I wake up excited that my van's washed. And I know that's sort of a maybe a strange thing to say, but that's how I am, and it excites me to help other people.
But is that how you is that, so obviously coming from your background, coming from your, you know, turbulent upbringing, is that how you find happiness? By being excited about the tough things in life? Because
yeah, 100%.
If you weren't in that happy, if you weren't finding happiness in that, you're going to be destructive in other ways. So you find happiness, you go out there and you make it happen, you make yourself happy for that. See, it's really, I'll be honest with you, I'm really enjoying this conversation. It's going to be a two-parter because we're well into an hour. I'm going to have to make this a
oh wait, I haven't even looked at the time, to be fair. I feel like we've been on for 10 minutes.
Mate, it's flying by. So what I see is, you know, you're happy with your lot.
Yeah.
And your only desire after this bit now is to help people.
Yeah.
You know what you need, don't you?
Go on.
Podcast.
What, make my own?
Yeah, easy.
Do you think?
Easy. We'll talk after. Easy. Right,
okay.
No problem.
Yeah.
So you've taken your business, right? You took this Thomas and Burke, 6 years, you've grown it, you're flourishing, you're doing well. What is your top tip on growing a business?
Organically. Always do it organically. I think that taking massive contracts on early is a bad thing. I think, you know, employing too many people quickly is a bad thing. Maybe it'll work for some others, but for us, it's not where we want to be.
Do you have people working for you?
No. So we have had. We've had a guy work for us. He had his own van. That didn't work out. Then we had an apprentice. We had him for 6 months. Oh no, we had him for a year, and that didn't work out. And both great guys, but just didn't match up to what we are. And I honestly don't think. Do you know what? I sort of look. I'm gonna blow my own trumpet here, but I see us as a sort of a bespoke restaurant with 12 chairs, you know, with 12 tables in. Not a big fancy restaurant. We're just bespoke. You know what you're going to get. We deliver a great service, you know, and you have to wait for us, and we're not the cheapest. But if you don't want to wait, you can go elsewhere. If you want to wait, that's fine. And that's the kind of company we are.
I think you're probably murder to work for. I think your expectations are probably way up here. And I think even if you've got to your expectations, you'll be like, right, now you've got there, this is where we go. And when I suppose it must be hard for you to find people to even be around with that mentality, because actually you're striving for your success in life and your happiness. And as a boss, you have to sort of find that level, that happy medium where you can accept other people's flaws and you can accept their, they're not going to have that same mindset as you when it goes to attacking that job. And I think you're way too intense.
So a lot of people have told me I'm quite military in the way I am. I'm quite regimented in the way I am.
Don't be late.
Chris, don't be fucking late. Chris, my business partner, is a very, very great guy. He's a great guy, and me and him are completely different. Poles apart different, but it works. And with him being ex-military, we just absolutely get on. And we wear the same boots, the same pants, the same t-shirt, the same top. The vans are all uniformed, the vans are washed, all the tools are kitted out, everything's right, the job's done right, and and people see that and recognise that. And you can either go to Aldi, or you can go to Waitrose, or you can go to M&S. There's nothing wrong with Aldi. There's nothing wrong with Waitrose, but the choice is yours. As the customer, isn't it? So that's the way we sort of see it. But to employ people, very, very difficult. I've been approached by a company to see if I want to merge with them, and I don't know yet. I don't know how that would work, because that'd be subcontractors, got taken on and etc. And there's some great people out there, but I don't know.
It's because you're crazy. And it's hard to live up to your craziness, and I can tell that from our conversation. You crazy, but it's not a bad thing.
No, I am what I am.
You. And this is what I say about things. I've got a bit of a saying: let people be people, man. Like, that's who they are. You've got to let them be that, and you've got to work to that almost. Be you. And if you two can work together, great. If you can't, and I think I think it'd be murder working for you.
I went for a walk the other day. It was lashing it down, and it was in the middle of the Yorkshire Dales, and I went over a bit on my ankle quite badly, and I just decided to do another 6 mile, because I wasn't going to let my foot tell me that there was pain. And that's
mental. It's so mental. I had the same thing tonight. What, you don't want to work? You think you're going to stop me printing this out? You can't do it. Went out straight to Curry's. Bought another one. I win.
Yeah, exactly. Did you throw the old one in the sea?
No, I smashed it.
Right.
So I will win. You can't.
Yeah. Well, that's the mentality, isn't it?
It's mental, and I don't think it's healthy, and I don't think it's good.
The other thing was, when I woke up in my van on the Saturday morning, Saturday just gone. So I've got a blow up airbed, and it's only the thin one that you blow up within three blows out your mouth. So it's only thin thing. So I'm rolling it, and the pack's like that big, and the airbed's this big, and I'm rolling it, and I stuffed it in, and it was half hanging out, and I put it to one side, and I turned and I thought, hold on, I've lost there, and that's a win for me. What am I doing? Because if I give up on that, what else am I going to give up on? I can't deal with that. And I instantly turned, took it out, wrapped it 3 more times, but I was not letting it get out. It went in that bag, and the bag, the cord was tied, and that was left. And I thought, I've won there. Because if I wouldn't have done it, I'd have lost. And I can't deal with that. I cannot deal with it.
What a mental case. It's good though. Do you know what? This is why I've done this podcast, is to talk to people like you. People, I relate to you. I'm not the same as you by any means. Your mental case in a different way is brilliant. and I can relate to that. And this is what makes this podcast series something personal for me, man. This is entirely for me, this podcast series. Talking to people I want to talk to about whatever I want to talk about.
Good.
You know, I've got a list of questions over here on my monitor over here. And we might have.
And before we go on, Sam, you should be massively proud of what you achieved by sitting back in your garage and going, I don't want to be here, and then moving. Because that's not, for some people, that's not a simple thing. You know, but you can be the poison in your life, or you can be the cure, and you cured that straight away, and that's great. And coming from the depths that you've come from to have this show, to do what you're doing, is immense, and you should be proud.
I am proud. I am proud of what we've done and got down there. You know, but it cost me a lot. In terms of, you know, so lockdown 1 happened, and I thought I handled it brilliantly. Smashing lockdown. I've done the lockdown broadcast every day. I would, 3 or 4 times a week during lockdown, I'd be on there doing a podcast. Little ones, not long ones, just putting them out, talking about all kinds of stuff. Loved it. I'm smashing lockdown, right? I'm loving it. I don't want to ever go back to work. Got some dough off the government. Brilliant, right?
Yeah.
But actually, I wasn't focusing on the little things. And I was not going to bed. Like, what's the point? I was trying to go to bed. I just sit here all night, watch TV, be tired tomorrow, you know, have a little snooze, big wow.
Yeah.
Or I just drink, I'll have some whiskey, drink a little bit of whiskey before you know it, you've done the bottle to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, you've got a pack of Mars bars. I'll have all 4.
Yeah.
And these little things, these little, what started happening was, because I'm an addict and every day is a battle and you have to maintain the discipline. I don't believe that addiction's a disease or anything like that. I believe it is a discipline problem. I think if you concentrate on the small things, and so addiction is generally a thing where you say, fuck it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And
it's the fuck it button, isn't it?
Yes, the fuck it button. And all day long, I was hitting the fuck it button.
Yeah.
You know, I was hitting the fuck it button for food, for this. I'm not going to bed. Fuck it, I'm not going to bed. Fuck it, I'm not getting changed today. I'm not showering for 3 days because I'm just sitting there. Do you know what I mean? And I was slowly ruining my life. By doing that, but thinking I'm winning because I'm doing something else good.
Yeah.
Bad. So it's so many factors in life that, and what you say about you had to put your sleeping bag in, I've really took that to heart after lockdown. And I have, it's really sad, I have a list of rules that I stick to every day religiously.
That's brilliant.
I have a list of rules, and it's dumb rules. Shower every day, which is ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
But it's a small thing. Clean your teeth twice a day. Ridiculous. Yeah. Should be doing that as part of life.
Yeah.
But there's people out going, oh, it's disgusting. Guarantee you, so many people don't stick to these small little rules.
100%. And
100%.
if you've made a list and you're there with it and you're doing it and you're ticking it off, that means that you're being disciplined and you're making progress.
Had to do it. Had to build back up my discipline. I don't eat after 7.
Yeah.
I'm not eating after 7. Come rain or shine, don't eat after 7. There's another one. I've got it on. It's on the whiteboard in the kitchen. I love whiteboards.
Yeah.
So I've got it in the kitchen. It's got my list on there. And my good wife Amanda, she's put up with the lunatic that I am. She loves a list and she loves a rule. She comes from rule followers. So she's like, that's not your rule. Your rule. And I follow these things religiously now. And like tonight, I'm gonna get out of here. It'll be 10 o'clock by the time I'm in there. I'm cold. I don't want to get in the shower. It's the last thing I want to do. But I've got to. I've got to do it.
Because it's on your list.
It's on my list. It's just, and that's how I've been building my life back. And then now I've added to my list. Monday to Friday, I only eat one type of food. I know it's ridiculous. I have a protein shake in the morning, protein shake for lunch. At lunch, I also have some steamed vegetables.
And
hot sauce. and then at dinner time I have 2 chicken breasts and 150 grams of pasta.
Yeah.
Plain with hot sauce. That's it. Monday
Yeah.
to Friday.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing else. That's
No.
the rules now. Because actually, when I get to Christmas, I'd like to enjoy Christmas and not be sitting there thinking, Jesus, you're going to come out the other side 20 stone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's little wins like that that are personal to me,
Yeah.
ridiculous to many others, but those little things that you can do and tweak in your life really makes a difference.
It's massive, and when you make a list and you stick to it, and you're taking it back to the, like I said before, to the simple things,
Right.
the simple things that make a difference. You know, that's what makes the massive changes in life. And you know, I struggle with Saturday and Sunday because I think, well, what time do I need to get up? What time do I need to do this? So I just get up at 6 o'clock every morning. I don't need an alarm. I'll wake up, but by quarter to 10 o'clock, I'm normally in bed, and that's me. That is my routine. That's the way I am. And I'll wake up and I have the cold shower, and then I'll have my porridge, and and I need to be uncomfortable some part of the day, whether I'm doing my burpees or I'm doing something. I need to be I need to be put in an uncomfortable place.
That's where I'd like to be. I'd like to be there. But I know I can't have it all now. I've got to incrementally get there.
Yeah.
Have you got kids?
I've got two boys. Arthur's 7. He's he's crackers. He's amazing. He races BMX around the country. He's very, very good. And Walter's 4, and he's never had stabilizers, and he's BMXing, and he's on scooters and jumping and stuff. So my 2 boys are incredible. They really are super.
Was that a game changer for you?
Yeah.
Was that a game changer for you?
Yeah, well, I mean, Arthur wasn't planned, but he came along and amazing, and I couldn't ask for a better mum for my children. She's absolutely incredible, you know, and what she does for my boys is just unbelievable. So it's not unbelievable, it's the worst word in the dictionary. It is believable, and she's incredible. We'll cut that one out. But she's just 100%, you know, by their side all the time.
It's really important. This is a contentious subject that we're going to get onto here, even though we're an hour and a half into the conversation. I believe that having Amanda in my life and having a strong family unit is important. It's not essential to life, but as a dad, I want to maintain that, and I want to build my family and lead by example. And when I failed to do that after lockdown 1, it had a big effect on me. And it's, how do we move forward? How, like, moving forward as a man, and as a man, not I'm man, you're woman, but as a man.
Yeah, I know you. Yeah.
What you exude as a man and what you represent and what you stand for, I think is more important now than it could possibly have ever been.
Yeah.
Because actually, it's sort of getting lost now. What it means to have something you stand for, to have something you believe in, and to be able to lead from the front. It's something that's being lost amongst men now.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that men and women are king and queen of the house, aren't they? Yes. You know, and they're on an even par in my mind. We're quite old school in my house. Sophie won't let me go in the kitchen, and that's not because I refuse to. She just likes to do the cooking, and she does, you know, the cups of tea, and that's how she. But if I get asked to do a job, because she rules the house basically, and says, you know, the blue job, like, can you empty the bin? I'm expected to do it there and then, which I think is right. You know, I mean,
that, but you're right.
Listen, you think I'm military? Jesus, that is, it's, you know, she'll kill me. If her great granddad was a Roman gypsy, so she's she leathers me. But if you know, if the bin needs emptying, or the car needs washing, or something needs doing outside, or there's a job, you know, you do it. There's no messing about, you know, because you're having your tea at that time, And not that I expect it. I never expect anything off anyone, you know,
No.
because I was forced to be in a position where basically if everyone died around me, I had to fend for myself. That's the way I sort of look at it. And I still struggle to grasp the love that people give me. I struggle to grasp that in an emotional, strange way. I don't know what it is, but I do.
It is a funny thing, because obviously when I was at my darkest time, I was by myself. I only had myself to care about. No one else mattered. You know, I was up to bad things. No, not bad things. Bad things in most people's eyes. I didn't hurt people or anything like that, but you know, I was a scumbag, creepy scumbag. You know,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have invited me in your house. And then now I have a family. Sometimes I have to check myself. Is this real? You know,
Yeah.
am I the right person for this scenario? I love everything about it. And it's only since I've been down here that I've really started to appreciate it. Really started to appreciate Amanda and the life we've built. And you start looking back and you think, you know, I'm a man, I'm a dad, I'm a husband. I need to represent that correctly.
Yeah.
And I think that's something, like I say, I think, you know, you've got a lot of these, like we say, let people be people. But I think some modern men, if you like, have sort of lost their way with what it means to be a man. It doesn't mean necessarily you're hard and you're going to have to go out and fight anyone who can.
No.
It doesn't mean that. It means you stand for something.
Yeah.
You stand, and you have a set of principles. You have a set of loyalties, and that's what you stand for. And I see it like in media, in the media and stuff like that. People are sort of losing that. They're standing for what they think they should stand for, rather than what they actually stand for.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Like, oh, it's politically correct to stand for, I don't know, people with pink hair. Well, nah, wait a minute. You know?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah. My job is to bring the money into the house, and I've been in a position where I've had a fiver to last me a week. And not that I wish it on anyone, but going through that struggle has taught me so much, you know. And I just think that now I'll never be without. You know, I'll never put myself in a position where I'm without. So I always try and have money in my pocket. So if anyone needs anything, I'm there and I'm providing, and that's right. And that's the way, you know, that's the way I sort of see it. Which is a bit of the male, you know, the dad thing to do, the male thing to do. Maybe I'm being sexist there. I don't know, but
no, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think it's perfectly sensible and correct, because actually, I'm going through this sort of reformation as a man, right? So I went from, I'm such a late starter, honestly, fucking late starter. But now, I never. So when I got diagnosed, I never thought I would ever have kids again.
Right.
Again, ever have kids, ever have a family. Didn't think anyone would want to be around me, whatever. And now I have it. It took me a long while to sort of come to terms with it. Now I have it, and I'm like, Jesus, you know, it's on me now. And when you say,
now, how many children? Did you have one child?
I've got one 19-month-old baby daughter.
Right, brilliant.
Yeah, so I'm over them. I'm really into. It took me a long while to bond and take that responsibility correctly. Failed for the longest time. Now I'm taking it very correctly. And it's the thing, like, we used to run on, like, between me and Amanda at one point, we was earning great money, but we spend it on stupid stuff. You know, just stupid. We fitted away so much money, and then now it took me a while to realise, you know what? Now we're a family. We've got to have some fallback. We can't be like mum and dad at 40 years old going,
no,
can't make my mortgage this month. Can you help me out?
No. Yeah.
What do you mean? You're a grown ass man. What do you mean? Can I help you out? No. And those sort of things I can never be drawn back to.
No.
And this is a path I'm on now.
So, Sam,
we're back.
We
had to take some bits out. You know, it is what it is. we've been talking for nearly 2 hours, mate. We're
Yeah.
going to close this out. What are we going to close it out on? What is your advice to anyone coming into the trade, anyone who's struggling in life? Because I feel like this has took a different turn. We're not really talking about business in this one. We're talking about or the industry. We're talking about, you know, life and, you know, the trials and tribulations of life and what it means to us. What is your advice going forward to anyone struggling out there, struggling, thinking, you know what, things ain't going right, or I want to get better? What can I do?
My first bit of advice to anyone in any position is to live in a 24-hour window. You know, from whatever time you wake up to whatever time you wake up the next morning, that's your window. So it's whether it's 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. or 8 a.m. to 8 a.m., that's your window. Outside of that, nothing really matters that much, because especially in these times, you can't really plan anything, you know, and if you do plan something and you're looking forward to it too much, then you can be let down, and the letdown can give you a setback, and the setback can lead to depression. So I always think that your 24-hour window is massively important. Lists are important. Make a list of what you're going to do that day, whether it's a work day or whether it's a weekend. You know, and just be true to yourself. I think it is the way, you know, try and think positively. I know it's a bit of a cliche, and I know it's sometimes difficult to take in, but if you think positively, positive things will happen. You know, I can and I can't have the same outcome. Definitely. You know, I fully believe that.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I fully believe that. And
only negative shit happens.
That's it. And I always say, never be afraid of failure. You know, because when you embrace failing, when you embrace the failure, then you grow as a person. And, you know, a man who never made a mistake, or a person who never made a mistake, never made anything, did they?
No. And
you know,
what I'll say on top of that, if I'm going to put my 2p's worth in, is look at your mistakes, though, analyze them and learn from them, because
definitely
there's a part that you play in every mistake. Leading up to it, even if someone come up and punch you in the face, well, what did I do to? What was my part in getting punched in the face randomly? I weren't paying attention. I was looking at my phone. That was my part. There's a part that you play in everything. Once you accept that part, like you stop becoming the victim and you start becoming the hero of your own story, if you like. You're like, right, well, now I've learned from that, and now I know how to change the way I'm approaching life. And it's just little things like that.
And people who fail, and I've done it, I've been there, so my experience, and I embrace failing, and I've done this. When I've failed before in the past, I've looked at why has that person failed me? That's led to them failing me. No, look at yourself. Look at what you're doing. There's only one thing you can control in this world, and that's yourself.
Yes.
That's it. And as long as you've got self-control in what you're doing, and then, you know, then you've got part of life sorted. You've got part of that done, haven't you? Ticked. And something else on your list. And I am still going through that to this very day, as you well know.
I'm gonna show you something now to close this out on. See that?
Yeah.
That's my demon. And I'm a big comic book fan because I'm a child. I love it.
Brilliant.
But that's Banner's struggle with the monster inside him. And that is the eyes peering out. That's my monster inside me, and that's my reminder not to get too carried away with myself every day. Because if you get carried away, the monster comes out. And that's
exactly right.
That's my thing. That's my little reminder over my shoulder when I do these podcasts. Listen, man, it's been fascinating. I mean, I've opened up to you in ways I wish I shouldn't have, and I'm going to get a lot of blowback, I would have thought. But I'm glad to have had you on, man. This has been a powerful podcast. Powerful.
It's been a pleasure, and I'm so glad that you contacted me. Yes. I could honestly talk to you for another 2 hours easily. The time's flown easily. Honestly, it's been great. Yeah, definitely.
Right.